Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today I want to do a follow-up video that I did actually last year with my Mr. Cool 36,000 BTU mini split air conditioner that I put into the shop. Now, last spring we put this in here. I've been in my shop now for a couple of years, and during the summertime it just has traditionally gotten unbearably hot out here in the shop. Temperatures down here in South Georgia where I live at, from about middle of May on up through the middle of September, we're in the 90s every single day, and during most of that period we're actually in the upper 90s, from about 95 to 100 degrees every day. And a lot of days we're going to break 100 degrees Fahrenheit down here in this area. Extremely hot, extremely humid, and when I would come out here and work, typically like on a Saturday, if I came out into the shop, I'd come out early in the morning and I'd work till about maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, and that was just all I could handle. It got so hot in here, I would physically be exhausted from the heat just after that time. I really needed to do something, so I figured we'd give these air conditioner units a try and see how they work. Now, this is a do-it-yourself install kit that you can pick these things up. This is the largest one they make. The one I have is 36,000 BTU. I've got a pretty good sized shop. My shop is 42 feet wide, 80 foot long. That comes out to what, 3,360 square feet. Now, I have my shop kind of divided into two halves, so each half is about 1,680 square feet. And according to the specs, this air conditioner here will cool an area of about 1,500 to 1,800 square feet. Now, I will say this though, that is like in a home that's well insulated, and usually 8-10 foot ceilings. I've got really tall ceilings in my shop. When you're working with air conditioners, it's really more about the cubic feet more than the square feet that this thing is cooling. I will be the first one to admit that this unit, when I put it in here, it was cooling an area much larger than what it was designed for. But hey, this is a shop. This isn't my house. This isn't where I go to sleep at night. I didn't need for it to necessarily be 68 degrees out here all the time. I needed to get the temperature down where it was comfortable enough to work. And when we put this unit in, it did exactly that. It got the shop to where I could easily come out here and work 8-10 hours a day during the hot summertime and be comfortable in the shop. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys just a follow-up on it after a year. We've had it in the shop now for a year. I promise I'd do that. I've gotten actually a lot of emails from people wanting to know how this thing has worked out for me. I am an extremely satisfied and happy customer. It has done exactly what I wanted for it to do. For a shop this size, at least for this half of the shop that I'm in, really probably need 2 of these units per half, but I'm going to stick with just 1 per half. And I will say that I have, as of this spring, actually gone out and acquired another one of these units to put in here, and we've now got 2 of them in the entire shop. One in the front shop, one in the back shop. I think it's going to make a huge difference, because last year I was heating this area or cooling this area rather, and I was losing so much of it to the back of the shop. Let's roll back there and take a quick look at the one we just put up. So as you can see, second unit back here in the back half of the shop. And guys, I can tell you so far, we're already in the 90s down here in South Georgia in mid-May, approaching the upper 90s almost every single day now. And this thing here is making a huge difference. I can tell a huge difference because, again, previously all last year, I was losing so much of my cooling back here in this back side of the shop. There is a wall that separates it, but there's a big open door between the 2 areas. So a lot of my cooling was coming back here, and of course this side was hot and it was coming into the other end. So this is really going to make a huge difference for me. I'm confident, and if it performs just half as good as the one that we got on the other side of the shop, I think I'm going to be extremely happy with it. Now, a little bit about these units. They're fairly easy to install. This is a do-it-yourself kit. Basically, there's a bracket that you mount on the wall. It just kind of hangs up there. You have to drill a hole completely through the wall with a hole saw. It's about a 3-inch hole. I can't remember the exact size, but it's about a 3 or 4-inch hole that goes through the wall to the outside. And there is some piping and stuff that has to go outside. And then outside, there's a little small compressor that you're sitting there, and that's what's actually powering it on the inside. There's about 25 foot of hose that goes between this unit and the unit on the outside, and works really good. Another nice thing about these units is that it's not only an air conditioner, it's a heater as well. This is basically a heat pump. So although my winters are usually pretty mild down here in South Georgia during the winter time when it does get cool enough that I do want to warm the shop up, I can put it in heat mode. And I did do that a couple of times this past year. Fortunately for me, heating is not really a big issue where I live at. You know, when we have winter time, it's usually actually pretty nice out here in the shop to work without any heat on, but occasionally, a couple of times a year, it'll get down cool enough that we'll kick that on, and it does a very good job of heating the shop up as well. Price on these, you can buy these online, you can buy them at home improvement stores. It's around $2,000, give or take a little bit, but that's going to be a ballpark figure. So it is very affordable for what it is, particularly when you don't have to hire someone to come out and put it in for yourself. It does require, this particular unit requires a 220 volt, 35 amp circuit to run on. The smaller units, of course, have smaller power demands, and they do, again, make this in multiple sizes for different size rooms and different size areas. They would work great inside of a home. In my case, I'm using them out in my shop, but they do an excellent job. Another really couple of cool features that I really like about this, number one, you got the remote control that comes with it that you can just turn it up and down with instead of having a thermostat. You can use a thermostat with this. In fact, I've got one. I haven't even put it up. I just used the remote control. And the other thing that I use a lot is if you have internet access in your area, you can use your smartphone, you can use Google Assistant, you can use Alexa, all these little gadgets to control it. I've got an app on my phone, and one of the things that I really like about this is that a lot of days I'll be out working, and I say, you know, when I get home, I'm gonna go work in the shop this afternoon. And I might be, you know, an hour away from home, headed home. I can just pull out my smartphone and say, turn the air conditioner on, and it will turn it on for me remotely. And when I get there, the shop's nice and cool. Another nice feature about it is I can't tell you, there's been many nights I'd go up to the house, I'd be in the bed, and I said, did I turn the air conditioner off in the shop? Well, instead of having to get out of the bed and walk down here, I just reach over to my phone, pull up the app, look on there. I can see if it's on or off. If it's off, or if it's on and I want to turn it off, boop, just turn it right off. So really nice feature there for people who are on the road who may want to just turn it on, not run it continuously all the time, but only going to turn it on when you're going to be using it or in the room. You can do that remotely. I really like that feature. Well, there you go, just a little follow-up video on my Mr. Cool air conditioner unit. Love the thing. I don't know how I would get by without it. It really, again, makes a huge difference. It makes my shop comfortable where I can come out here and work and just, you know, not be exhausted at the end of the day. And for me, that's a big deal, particularly in the climate that I live in. It's extremely difficult to come out here and work in the shop during the summertime. This right here is a game changer. Anyway, one follow up on that, like I promised I would do. There you go. If you're interested in keeping your shop nice and cool in the summertime or even heating it up in the wintertime, look into these things. They're really good. Again, this one's made by Mr. Cool, and you can purchase them online. You can purchase them in stores. And with that, guys, that is going to be a wrap. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comments are appreciated, as are those thumbs up. And guys, we will catch you on the next video.